I'm away on holiday at the moment, but I am following the news of the flag wars in the UK and the British resurgence of patriotism with much interest. And I just heard Birmingham Council, the bankrupt council that can't collect the bins, have made their position clear on St George and Union Jack flags. The council have said those who attach unauthorised items to lampposts could be putting their lives and those of the motorists and pedestrians at risk. Well, let's see what happened in Birmingham on Afghanistan's Independence Day. And let's see what happened in Birmingham on Pakistan's Independence Day. And the council also doesn't seem to have problems with Palestine flags. So the evidence suggests it's only certain flags that Birmingham Council consider dangerous to the traffic and to the pedestrians. Can the present incompetent council in Birmingham even be considered as being British? Let me know what you think, especially if you live in Birmingham. Also, the other good news I heard was the release of Lucy Connolly. I'm overjoyed that Lucy Connolly has been released and is home with her family. Let's just revisit what Keir Starmer said back in 2012 when he was the director of the public prosecutions on what should happen if an offensive, in quotes, message is removed quickly.
We're making a clear distinction between communications that are credible threats or that amount to a campaign of harassment on the one hand. Those types of cases will be robustly prosecuted. On the other hand, where a communication is, as it were, merely offensive, grossly offensive, etc., then principles of free speech and free expression require there to be a high threshold and dictate that a prosecution is unlikely to be in the public interest in many of those cases.
And the factors which will suggest people might not be prosecuted include things like deleting it quickly if you've sobered up in the morning. Can you explain about that?
One thing that's very important in this area is that where free speech protects the subject matter, a prosecution must be proportionate. And when considering whether a prosecution is proportionate, the question of whether a communication is removed quickly, whether the individual expresses remorse, whether access to the communication is blocked, these are obviously relevant to any assessment of proportionality.
And will it be more or less likely for individuals to be prosecuted criminally now when they're using Twitter or Facebook, do you think?
It's not possible to say whether it's more or less likely. There simply haven't been enough cases. But this is clearly signalling that in those cases that are protected by freedom of expression, then there's a double safeguard, a high threshold, and consideration of the public interest before a prosecution will be brought.
But Lucy Connolly deleted her post within 4 hours and apologised after. So why was she treated so harshly? And again, I hear Ricky Jones, the Labour councillor who threatened to cut the throats of those who don't share his views on illegal immigration, was not found guilty. Now, I don't have legal expertise to comment on why he was not found guilty. I usually watch the Black Belt Barristers YouTube channel for that sort of thing. And I wasn't there at the trial, so I can't really comment whether it was a sound verdict or whether it was a fair verdict. But regardless of whether it was a sound verdict or a fair verdict, the impression that the ordinary people like me get, or to use the left-wing jargon, the impression that the masses get, is that there is a two-tier justice system. And that's not good for social cohesion. So there you go. That was my tuppence on what's going on in England while I'm away on a break and following the news back home. Once again, thanks for watching, and let me know what you think or if I'm missing something. And I hope to see most of you soon on September the 13th in London.